Okay, let's get started.
Ghosts are real. That much I know.
Hey horror freaks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is the first time here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get a notification every single time that I post a video, and I post every single week. So you can see from the title, today's video is going to be my full review with spoilers of the Nun II. This is going to be the 9th installment in the Conjuring Universe franchise and is the 3rd one in chronological order. Now, as always, all my reviews are with spoilers. If you don't want them just to see if this was worth it or not, on the description box down below, there you're going to find my spoiler-free review because I like to give you guys the two options. And saying that little disclaimer, let's get into the video. The Nun II follows 4 years after the events at the Abbey of St. Carta. Sister Irene returns once again and comes face to face with the demonic force Valak the Nun. And to give a very summary of the story, the film opens in 1956 in France. We have Father Noret and Jacques, that is a little boy that is helping him with the service. Once the service is done, he gets killed by Valak, he gets burned alive. And we have right away the title sequence, then we quickly jump to see what the survivors of the first film have been doing. In the case of Irene, she is now living in Italy, and Maurice is in France in a boarding school. While Irene is sleeping, she has a vision of Maurice asking her for help, and the very next day she's asked by a cardinal to go to France to investigate what is happening. But she doesn't go alone, she goes with Sister Deborah, that is a new character that is portrayed by Storm Raid. Irene is sent to France, specifically Tarascon, that is when the incident happened. She found the boy, but it's all part of a vision. She gets face to face with the demon once again. She blacks out, but luckily Sister Deborah actually found the little boy and he gave them a rosary that the father had. This rosary had a symbol that Irene remembers seeing in the pictures of the previous victims, because the demon has been killing more than one, and all of them, they had the same symbol with them. When they start investigating, they realize that they were all descendants of Saint Lucy. Saint Lucy was a woman that she was about to get killed with fire, but she didn't burn. So what they did is that they took out her eyes, and all her descendants, they left and they hide her eyes. And this is when they come to the conclusion that what the demon is looking is for the eyes, because if the demon has the eyes, it can turn very powerful. But at the same time, because of Irene's abilities, if she has them in her power, she can defeat the demon once again. During this investigation, they realize that the eyes can be buried in the boarding school that Maurice is working, and he is actually shown to be possessed by the demon, but he has no idea. So that's why he was asking for help in Irene's vision. What they do explain is that the demon get inside of Maurice at the end of the first film when he returned to save Irene, but he has no idea. So that's how he ended there, because the demon is leading him and using him to get to the eyes. Right when Irene and Deborah arrive to the boarding school, he is already possessed, so they have to fight both Maurice and the demon. They found the eyes, they were actually there in the boarding school, that during all this time the demon is manifesting inside of the boarding school. We see it more than once, scaring the girls. It kills more than one. And once they get reunited, have the final fight between Irene and the demon. And it's in this moment that it's revealed that Irene is actually a member of the family of St. Lucy. So that's why she has the vision's abilities, and this is why the fact that she will have the eyes in her power is going to make her more powerful. And it happens. She gets the eyes and she's able to defeat the demon once again. And I'm doing this because, of course, we don't know. And the film concludes with Maurice actually surviving. I was actually surprised that he did, in fact, survive. They look at each other because Maurice has now some friends in the boarding school, a teacher and her daughter. And they look like this is done. And they have one last look of each other. And this is how the film ends. But it has a post-credit scene that did not surprise me at all. The post-credit scene basically shows the Warren taking a call and someone is asking them for help, and that's it. Now, getting very quickly into my review, things that I like it, things I didn't. First thing, I really like the soundtrack. There is something about those soundtracks in this type of films that they are just perfect. And I think that they pair it very well with the scenes that were happening. So I think that they did a pretty good job with that. Secondly, I really like it, the premise, the motives of the demon to return. I really like it, the whole story of St. Lucy and them looking for the eyes, and the fact that Irene was actually a member of her family, and this is how is everything correlated. I really like it that it made the film more interesting. The reality is that this film lacks originality, but it's better than the first one, that's for sure. I really liked this one way more. For me, The Nun, I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. But this one, I like it a little bit more. It's not boring, but it's way too long. I feel that they could have made it a little bit shorter, since there's a moment that they are dragging it too much when they could have wrapped things up a little bit quicker. But in my opinion, the biggest mistake of the film is that he uses the same formula as every single film in this franchise. It looks just like another sequel, when I truly believe that the story and the whole premise had the potential to be something a little bit different. They went on the safe route, and I do not blame them, because at the end of the day, this is something that people love. I mean, I was surprised to see that there were that many people in the movie theater. I was actually surprised, and a lot of people, you can really sense when the audience is enjoying something, and I could really feel that the audience was enjoying this film. So it works, but I feel like they could have done it a little bit better in that side. It just needed a little push. It could have been a little bit different. It could have been a little bit better. But another mistake that they did is that the film is way too dark. There were moments that I was like, what is happening? You cannot really appreciate the scene. There's a scene when we have Irene and Deborah in the car, and you can really appreciate her faces. The rest of the car in the background, you cannot really see it. And there were a lot of moments that was very, very dark. And I understand, of course, these films, they tend to be dark, so that we have the jump scares and all that. But here, come on, I think that they went a little bit too far with that. Like I said, I get that these films, they tend to be dark because of the whole jump scares and stuff. But seriously, they could have toned it a little bit down, because it was a way too dark. Like, you cannot appreciate every single detail and aspect. It makes it very hard to truly appreciate every scene as it is supposed to. The film can turn a little bit predictable in terms of the jump scares. You see them coming, because some of them are also in the trailer. But when it comes to the story, I did not predict that. And also, like I said, I thought that Maurice was going to die the whole film. Once you see that he is possessed, I thought he's going to die. He is going to die, but no, he actually survives, and I was happy. I was very happy that he got able to survive once again. And also Deborah, I thought that she was going to die. I really liked her character. Storm Raid was a very good addition, because she turns into a comedy relief by moments, but they do not overdo it. So it's just by little moments, but I think that she fitted very well. I would really like to see her more in horror. I know that she did The Invisible Man, and I know that she has done a few other things, but I would really like to see her in horror once again. She does a pretty good job. Taissa Farmiga once again proves that she is not only the right person for the part, but also the genre. I am still waiting for the day that she and Vera are going to doing a film together, because those two, they are amazing. Vera Farmiga is an amazing actress, in horror even more. Taissa, a very good actress. I would love to see them together, because if they have done something together like in horror, I have no idea, but I would really love to see them together. Of course, in the Conjuring universe, for that to happen, most likely will not, since the characters, they are in different timelines, so that's unlikely to happen. But when it comes to also the post-credit scene, like I said, for me, it wasn't a surprise, because I already knew that a new Conjuring is coming, and this is a way of telling the audience, hey, the Warrens are returning. But at least for me, since I knew already, it didn't surprise me, but there were a lot of people that gasped really loud when they saw the Warrens. So of course, many people are going to be excited for the fact that the Warrens will be returning. Only time will tell if we are going to be seeing another movie of The Nun. The reality is, for me, they should stop here, because it has a semi-open ending, but at the same time, they could just leave it like that and it will make no harm. Then we have, of course, The Conjuring 4, and I don't know what are going to be the plans for the franchise, what the hell are going to be doing. I know that there's a series that will be coming, but since we are in the middle of the strikes, Nothing else has been told about that. We don't know how much time we're going to have to wait, if they're going to cancel. We don't know what is going to happen, but I'm going to keep my eye on it. I didn't hate this film. I didn't dislike it. I actually had a good time. I went with low expectations, so that probably helped. So for me, this film is a 3 out of 5 and a 6.5 out of 10. It's not excellent. In my opinion, the best ones of this franchise are the first one on The Conjuring and Annabelle Creation. Those two are the ones I like the most, but this one comes close since I think it was a very good one. I could do a ranking in the future of the whole franchise since I haven't done that yet. But for the rest, if you really enjoy this type of films, you're probably gonna have a blast with this one. It's also a very good film to watch with friends, especially if they get scared easily. It's going to make a good time. But well, I think that this is all for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below what you thought about this film. Which one is your favorite of the franchise? Like I said, for me is the first one on The Conjuring, Annabelle Creation, and also The Conjuring 2. Those three are probably my favorites, but this one is coming a little bit close, but I'm gonna have to sit down and rewatch all of them. The majority of them are actually available right now on HBO Max, so if you have the streaming service, you can watch them. But most likely I will end up doing a ranking very soon. But well, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!
Ghosts are real. That much I know.